This tutorial will show you how to design and build a beautiful and responsive Python interface using the Qt custom widget library. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Hamisi. Please feel welcome. I made this Qt custom widget library to simplify the user interface building process using PySide or PyQt with Python. So if you are new to PySide or PyQt, then you can start watching from part 1 of the Python playlist on this channel. This Qt custom widget module offers a custom widget class that will help you add some functionalities, such as expanding and collapsing your widget sizes, and every widget transition is animated by default. You can customize these widget resizing using the JSON file or through your Python statement calls. I have written full documentation for this module, which I will link below. I will be designing random interfaces using this module, so ensure that you're subscribed to get notified when new videos are available on this channel. And guys, if you like what you see, please hit that like button and also share this video with your friends. We will begin by designing a simple user interface in Qt Designer. Create the main window, then add the following widgets inside your main window. Once you are done, save the user interface file, then generate the user interface Python code. These are the files inside our project folder. We have the user interface file, the Python user interface file, the main Python file, and the JSON file, which we will have a look at later. Inside the main file I have imported PySide and the user interface file, then created the main window class. Now back to Qt Designer, let us add the widget promote class from Qt Custom-Widgets module. Right-click on the widget, then select promote. You will find these documentation links below. Copy the class name and header file name from the documentation. Now click on Add, then click Promote to promote the widget to the newly added class. The next step is to install the Qt custom widget from PyPy. Ensure that you install the latest version on your system. Now let us customize our responsive interface using the JSON file. Inside the JSON file, create the QCustom slide menu object, which will contain a list of all the custom widgets and all the custom values. This is the name of the widget we want to customize. This is the default size that will be applied to the widget. This is the size that will be applied to the widget when we minimize it. And this is the widget size when maximized. This is the button when clicked will minimize or maximize the widget. These are the icon which will be applied to the button when the widget is minimized or maximized. In order for the icons to appear on the UI, we have to create the QRC file that will contain a list of the resource files. Then inside this QRC file, we will add the icons file. Now after creating the QRC, we have to convert the file into a Python resource file by running the following command from the project folder. The next item in our JSON object is the style that will be applied to the button when the widget size is minimized or maximized. This is how you customize the widget transition animation. By specifying the animation duration and the animation easing curve, you can read more about customizing the animations from this part of the documentation. You can also apply different animations to the widget when expanding or collapsing. This is the style that will be applied to the widget when expanded or collapsed. After creating the JSON file, now let's load the JSON style to the UI by simply calling this function. As you can see, the button icon has changed and the widget size has been collapsed or minimized. This is because we put auto in the default size, which is 0 by default. The button icon and the background style changed because our widget was collapsed. If we click the toggle button, the widget will expand and the new style sheet we specified will be applied to the widget. The auto and size will only fill the available space provided by the parent widget, so if you want the widget to take a specific amount of space, then you can specify that by passing an integer value to the size object. You can also force the widget size to match the parent size. I don't recommend using this option if your widget is contained inside a parent that doesn't have the maximum size specified, because this will cause the parent widget to continue growing. Now let us look at how you can customize your responsive widgets without using the JSON file. All the code examples can be found on this documentation. This source code will be available on my GitHub page, and I will leave the link below. Now the final part of this tutorial, we are going to customize a more complex UI I had shown you earlier, so keep on watching. This is how the UI looks like in Qt Designer. This UI has several widgets which have the QCustom Slide menu class. Let us have a look at the UI components. Now we are going to customize the JSON style sheet and see how to widgets respond to different size values and the best way to apply the widget size. In this JSON file, we have the QMain window object which I covered in my previous video, which you can watch by clicking on the link above. The QMain window helps to create the custom title bar which you are seeing on this UI. You can learn more about QMain window by visiting this link on the documentation file. I also added a title bar functionality, so if you double-click on your custom title bar, your app window will be minimized or restored. From this example, you can see how I made the side menu by giving it a fixed height that matches the parent height so that it only slides left to right. The bottom menu also has a fixed width that matches the parent width, and this is what is causing the main window to be wider than the screen width. This problem can be solved by changing parent value to auto, which will auto resize the widget. Now let's have a look at the toggle buttons. That's all for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. If this video was helpful, hit that like button, and also, don't forget to turn on the notifications because more exciting tutorials are on the way. Remember, you can support this channel on Patreon and gain access to exclusive content such as this GUI project, which will only be available to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.